Okay, everyone, welcome to a new video here on my channel. I haven't uploaded in a while, but I wanted to make a tier maker list video because I haven't done one in a very long time. And in this video, I'm gonna rank Cody Rhodes' PLE matches ever since his return to WWE in 2022. Uh, I'm the biggest Cody Rhodes fan in the world, so this is gonna be fun for me to do. I'm gonna rank, Cody's matches, his best matches, amazing matches, good matches, and, mid-mad matches, uh, bad matches, and worst matches. So I'm just gonna rank these matches, based on how much they, entertained me, how, great I think they were, or yeah, we'll see. So let's do this. So the first match is the WrestleMania 38 match between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. This was Cody's first match back in WWE when he returned to WWE, and man, this was an amazing match, man. Like Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, they always had great matches together back in during the they always had great tag team matches together during the Cody Rhodes and Goldust versus the Shield rivalry. I remember that Tornado tag team match on Raw in 2013 when Cody and Goldust won the tag titles after the Big Show knocked out Roman Reigns. That was a great moment. And I also remember, the battleground moment and that amazing crossroads he gave Seth Rollins. Man, but this match, the trilogy between Cody and Seth, they had nothing but great matches. That was the best rivalry of 2022. And that was also they had some of the best matches that year. And so this match, I'm gonna put it in amazing because I can think of some matches that have been better. Even though this was an absolutely amazing match between Cody and Seth. And this match at Backlash was equally great in my opinion. I think the match at WrestleMania was slightly better because it also had more hype, because we hadn't seen Cody Rhodes in WWE for 6 years up until that point, and you know. And at Backlash, it was a rematch, which was still a great match, But I think the WrestleMania match was bigger, and of course it was, and it had a lot more hype, because it wasn't even confirmed if it was going to indeed be Cody Rhodes. Like I remember some people were worried that it was going to be somebody else, like Goldberg or Shane McMahon. And that was hilarious, but also pretty stressful because I was worried that it wasn't going to be Cody. And then we have this match, the Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins, the torn pec match. This is one of my top three favorite matches of all time in WWE history. Cody Rhodes had a torn pec, and he still put on a performance of a lifetime, man. This was a great Hell in a Cell match. It's probably my favorite Hell in a Cell match of all time. Honestly, and there's been a lot of great ones, but in my opinion, this was the best one. Honestly, and this was an unbelievable match. The storytelling was fantastic in the match. Like I remember they used the bull rope in this match, and I remember they used the sledgehammer in this match. And this match had such a cool ending. Cody Rhodes hitting crossroads after crossroads, and then eventually instead of putting Seth away with a third crossroads, he grabbed a sledgehammer and just hit Seth in the face with the hammer. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes beat Seth Rollins for the third time with a torn pec this time inside Hell in a Cell, and it definitely is the one of the best performances of Cody's career. And he had a torn pec, and that's very impressive. This was truly a 5-star match, and yeah, after this match, we didn't see Cody Rhodes up until the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match. This was the 30 Men's Royal Rumble match, in 2023, the first one that Cody Rhodes won. And it was good. I mean, I remember like Gunther was basically the MVP of that match. He lasted in that match for over an hour. I remember. Uh, what else happened? Yeah, I remember the Cody Rhodes returned as number 30 in the match, and the final three, no, the final four were Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Gunther, and Logan Paul. And I remember, yeah, Logan Paul threw Seth out of the match, which was a pretty embarrassing moment, honestly. And Cody eliminated Logan, and then Gunther and Cody had a great final two battle as the final two in the Royal Rumble, and eventually Cody did win after dumping Gunther over the top rope. And yeah, Cody was the right choice to win that Rumble because everybody wanted to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and that's what we're going to talk about now. So the WrestleMania 39 match between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, it was an amazing match. There's no denying that. Was it better than the match with Seth? That's a hard one. Honestly, no, I wouldn't say that, to be honest, because in this match there were a lot of interferences too. Cody and Seth, they just had a fair 1v1 at WrestleMania 38. To see who the better man was. And at WrestleMania 39, it was like interferences from the Usos and Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and stuff. And I hated the ending, man. I really, really hated the ending. Cody Rhodes doing the crossroads and then Solo Sikoa hitting a spike and Roman hitting a spear and then pinning Cody. And yeah, that was that is like my least favorite moment in wrestling history. Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania 39. Uh, I still don't like that moment to this day. And I know that it led to something good. Which was the next WrestleMania where Cody Rhodes did beat Roman Reigns for the championship, which was it's my favorite moment in wrestling history. But I'm gonna talk about that later. But yeah, man, I mean, the match between Cody and Roman was great. I remember Cody, throwing Roman down on the announce table, through the announce table, and Cody cutters and Superman punches and spears and crossroads and stuff. It was a great match indeed, but I just hated the ending, man. I really did. The match with Brock Lesnar at Backlash, it was good. I mean, I know it was like, yeah. So the match went like Cody attacked Brock before the bell rang. He attacked Brock with the steel chair and stuff, and then in the match, Brock started to just toss Cody around for a few minutes, and but eventually, Cody Rhodes took off the turnbuckle pad and sent Brock face first into it, and it made Brock Lesnar bleed. And I remember Cody Rhodes hitting an RKO in this match on Brock Lesnar. And this match had a pretty cool ending. Brock did the Kimura lock, while bleeding, and Cody just did a reversal, into a pin, and Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar for the first time in this match. In my opinion, it was a good match, but it was just, Cody's had better matches, but it was still a good match. And the Night of Champions match was probably I don't know, probably the worst match between Cody and Brock, wasn't because I remember this was the match where Cody had the broken arm in kayfabe. He was wearing a cast on his arm, and because Brock Lesnar had injured his arm, like heading into this match, and Cody Rhodes had to wrestle in the cast in this match, and the match ended with Brock Lesnar winning after he had Cody in the Kimura lock for like 5 minutes, and Cody just passed out because he used the Kimura lock on Cody's injured arm, and yeah, it was whatever. I want to talk about this one, the Money in the Bank match between Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. So I was actually in the crowd for this match, so for that reason alone, I'm gonna put it here. And I know it's weird, like I know this match probably to a lot of people doesn't mean anything, but to me it does because it was the first time I got to see Cody Rhodes in real life, in person. I've seen Cody Rhodes wrestle on three separate occasions. In my life, I've attended four WWE shows in my life, and on three of them, I have seen Cody Rhodes perform. And this was the first time I got to see Cody Rhodes in person. I got to see him beat the living crap out of Dominic, and it was fun to watch. It was fun to cheer Cody and boo Dominic, and it's one of my favorite matches because I was in the crowd, I guess, and it's just a special memory to me. It was just so much fun being there in the London arena, and yeah, I just had so much fun being at Money in the Bank that year. It was just such a unbelievable experience. Then the SummerSlam match with Brock Lesnar. I think it was. I think the Backlash match was better, but I think it was pretty good too. I think Cody and Brock. I mean, this match was also, Brock just tossing Cody around for most of the match, but then Cody, he eventually fought back and hit the three crossroads and won the match. But what happened after the match was super cool. Brock Lesnar showed Cody respect to raise his arm and stuff. That was an very awesome moment. Like it's very rare for Brock Lesnar to show respect to somebody like that, and yeah. And this was also Brock Lesnar's last match in WWE. Like, I don't even know if we're ever gonna see Brock Lesnar in WWE ever again. And honestly, I don't care if we don't, because I'm not, I like Brock Lesnar, but if he's never gonna come back to WWE, then I'm fine with it. Honestly, I'm completely fine with it. Then we have the fast lane tag team match. This was the match where Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso won the tag team championships from Finn Balor and Damian Priest. This was a good, fun tag match. I'm gonna put it here. This was a very fun tag team match, I remember. And the moment where Cody and Jey won the titles, it was a very fun moment. Like, it maybe felt a little random to some people, to see Cody and Jey as the tag team champions, like they to some people they felt like some random tag team from WWE 2K Universe mode or something. But to me, it was it was fun. Two of the biggest baby faces in the company winning the tag titles together, and the pop they got when they won the titles was amazing. I remember being very happy when Cody and Jey won the belts. And it's a shame that they only held the titles for 8 days, because they were so entertaining as the champions. The boring ass Judgment Day won the belts 8 days later, but whatever. Cody and Jay, despite having a short reign, they still had a fun reign. And then the match with Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest at Crown Jewel, it was good. I actually do remember this match. It was a match that actually I remember the Saudi Arabia crowd was actually pretty into it. It was like the match that woke up the crowd that night, because they were like getting kind of bored with all the other matches that happened. But once this match happened between Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest, the crowd was actually into it. The crowd was into this match, and Cody won, of course, against Damian Priest. Everybody knew Cody was going to win. No way in hell he would lose to Damian. But yeah, and then we got to talk about the Survivor Series War Games match from 2023 in Chicago, Illinois. This was the night where Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and a returning Randy Orton fought the Judgment Day Andrew McIntyre in the War Games. I'm gonna put it here in amazing because of the memories, man. Like, it was a very fun War Games match, even though I'm not really the biggest fan of War Games matches, because they're kind of, they can't end at any like at a random point, and the match doesn't really officially start until everybody's in the ring. So it's like basically you watch, like people fight for 30 minutes for no reason. It's uh, but this one was fun, and obviously, like the things people were talking about in this match was, like, is Randy Orton gonna return, and is CM Punk gonna return? And Randy Orton did return in the match, and he, hit that. I remember Randy Orton hit that crazy RKO on JD McDonough. They like threw JD off the cage, and Randy Orton caught him with an RKO. And I also remember Cody Rhodes winning the match for the team after hitting Damian with a crossroads, and yeah, so this was a fun War Games match. And then after the match, CM Punk made his return, in which was probably one of the craziest moments in WWE history. The pop was insane, and yeah, man, like we finally got CM Punk back in WWE after so many years of wanting him back. And but the match was still great, though. The War Games match was still great. All five of those people in that match made that match absolutely fantastic. And now we got to talk about the Men's Royal Rumble 2024. This was the second Royal Rumble that Cody Rhodes won. And in my opinion, this Royal Rumble was better than the one the year before. Because in this match, okay, you had CM Punk, this was CM Punk's first WWE match since his return. And you had this Royal Rumble was also a lot less predictable, because honestly, I knew Cody Rhodes was going to win the 2023 Royal Rumble, and it was like nobody else had a chance of winning. Like, it was obvious Cody was going to win. But I actually thought CM Punk was going to win the 2024 Rumble. Like, and there were a lot more like potential winners. Like, Cody was a potential winner. CM Punk was a potential winner. Gunther was a potential winner and stuff. Drew was a potential winner. Uh, but in the end, we had Cody Rhodes and CM Punk have a very great final two in the Rumble, and Cody Rhodes ended up winning, which had me like, I remember watching that final two, and I was hoping Cody Rhodes was going to win. Like, I was cheering for Cody and booing CM Punk, and when Cody Rhodes won, I became so happy, man. Like, it was so cool to see Cody Rhodes become the fourth ever back-to-back Royal Rumble winner after Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels. And now Cody Rhodes can also say he's won back-to-back Rumbles, which is very, very awesome. So yeah. And then you have the night one tag team match from WrestleMania 40. It was Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns and The Rock. This was a great match. I'm gonna put it in amazing. Even though the result was pretty dissatisfying because The Rock pinned Cody Rhodes to feed his own ego and stuff. I really can't stand The Rock and his massive ego. But it was still a fun match. I mean, it was very chaotic, very crazy. The build up for this match was unbelievable. This rivalry made WrestleMania 40 the best WrestleMania of all time. Also, Cody Rhodes finishing the story, but which I'm going to talk about now. But yeah, this was a great match. This was one of the best tag team matches I've ever seen. Cody and Seth versus Rock and Roman was an unbelievable match. It was fantastic. And then you have the WrestleMania 4. Oh, this is obviously the best one, dude. This is my favorite wrestling match ever. So, like, this felt like the Avengers Endgame of WWE. You had, like, Cody and Roman, putting on a great wrestling match, but you also had all these cameos and, interferences, like, you had the Usos interfering, you had Solo Sikoa interfering, you had John Cena interfering, you had The Rock interfering, you had The Undertaker interfere. I thought Stone Cold was going to interfere in this match, but instead we got The Undertaker, which, The Undertaker was an amazing cameo. And the Shield, Seth Rollins interfered. Dude, when I heard the Shield's theme song, I really thought Dean Ambrose was making his return for one night, but sadly he didn't come out. Uh, and this match has probably the best ending to any wrestling match ever. Roman Reigns choosing revenge on Seth Rollins instead of attacking Cody with the chair, and which cost him the title. And Cody Rhodes hit 3 crossroads, 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes finished the story. Beautiful moment. I literally cried when that happened because of how beautiful that moment was. I was so happy for Cody. Watching this guy who I just remember being such a big fan of when he was, in teaming with Goldust and when he was Stardust and stuff. He was like my favorite then, and he's still my favorite now. And watching him, come such a long way, and finishing the story, it was just, oh man, like I felt like uh. It was like I was a proud father, pretty much, like who's seen his son achieve greatness, pretty much, but yeah, man, and the promo afterwards of Cody Rhodes, saying we're in a new era of WWE was a very nice touch, and yeah, this was a very unbelievable moment. It was more about about the moments than the wrestling, but I don't care, man. Like this is what wrestling's all about, moments uh, you know and memories and stuff. And this was a great moment. WrestleMania 40 is my favorite WrestleMania of all time. And then we have another great match. Man, this was, oh my gosh, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles is the best AJ Styles match in WWE, in my opinion. And that says a lot because AJ's had some pretty great matches, but this match between Cody and AJ in France at Backlash, oh my gosh, dude, I've rewatched that. I can rewatch this match like 100 times a day, and I wouldn't be bored. This was so much like the France crowd made this match even better, man. Like the crowd was crazy during this match, and it was just it's so fun to watch. Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles are pretty much two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And watching them go at it for the WWE, like Cody had a very great first defense, man. Like, say what you want about Cody's title reign, I think it was great, but Cody had a great start to his title reign, man. Like him and AJ had some bangers. And then you have this match, Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. This was a great match, dude. Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul had a very amazing match at the King of the Ring PLE last year in Saudi Arabia. Like I remember Cody hitting a Cody cutter on the announce table and stuff, and you know, uh, I thought the ending was pretty funny. Like Logan Paul tried to hit Cody with the brass knuckles, and then Cody caught him, and Cody said, "I'm Cody Rhodes, bitch." And then he did, crossroads, crossroads, crossroads on Logan Paul, and yeah, Cody won. So yeah, this was a very great match too. And then we have the I Quit match between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. This was another banger, dude. Like Cody and AJ had a bunch of I'm gonna put it here, here, here. Man, Cody and AJ had some bangers together. Like this I Quit match was pretty fun to watch. It was brutal. But I remember Mama Rhodes was in the crowd. The Rock's favorite person in the world, and it was very fun to watch. It was pretty brutal. I remember they used kendo sticks and handcuffs, and I remember a very cool moment where AJ tried to do a phenomenal forearm with a chain on his forearm, and then Cody threw a chair at him, and AJ fell from the apron through a table. And I think maybe the ending, could have been a lot more creative because it was, Cody just handcuffed AJ to the ropes, and then he was gonna, hit him with the steel steps, and AJ was like, "Okay, I quit," and then Cody Rhodes hit him with the steel steps anyways. So the match, could have had a better ending, but it was still fun. And after the match, Cody got attacked by Solo, Sikoa, and the Bloodline and stuff, and then got saved by Randy and Kevin, which were, and speaking of them, now we got to talk about the Money in the Bank six-man tag team match from last year between, it was Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga. I mean, compared to these I mean, it was good, but compared to the others, I think it was a meh match. I mean, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, you had some very great wrestlers in that match. Like Cody is a great wrestler, and you had some other good wrestlers. But it was like, compared to Cody's other matches, like look at how many bangers Cody's had since coming back. Like if you like comparing this to these matches, that's like, I don't know, comparing the Undertaker's matches with Triple H and Shawn Michaels to his matches against I don't know, Kane or something. Like I don't know what else I could compare it to. I don't know, but it's just, and it was also just so BS that Solo Sikoa pinned Cody Rhodes. Like what the hell? Like why? Why the hell did they book Solo Sikoa to pin Cody Rhodes? The same Cody Rhodes who pinned Roman Reigns and finished Roman's 1,316-day title reign at WrestleMania, and Cody just lost to a Samoan Spike in this match. Like what the hell? Like the booking was so illogical because Cody he kicked out of like 3 million finishers at WrestleMania. No, not 3 million, but he kicked out of like, I remember he kicked out of the spear and spike, like 3 times and stuff. And now he just lost to one spike, and it was very illogical. They made Cody look a bit weaker in this match, and I did not like that. So yeah. And then you have the SummerSlam match between Solo Sikoa. I know this match was pretty much set up for the Roman Reigns return, but in my opinion, it was still pretty good, and Roman's return was pretty cool. Seeing him hitting a spear and on Solo was very satisfying, and yeah, I'm gonna put it here. But Cody Rhodes really gave Solo Sikoa the best matches of Solo's career. And then you have the Bash in Berlin match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. It was a good match. I mean, I remember Cody had a bit of a injury in this match, and Kevin Owens was still a babyface in this match. And I remember there was a point when Kevin Owens could have powerbombed Cody through the apron, but he didn't do it. And I remember they both kicked out of each other's finishers a lot, but in the end Cody Rhodes won and retained the championship. It was a good match and great moment. The Berlin crowd was pretty hyped for this one, I remember. And yeah, Cody and Kevin always had great matches together. And then you have the Bad Blood tag team match where Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teamed up against Jacob Fatu and Soul Sikoa. Man, honestly, the build up for this match was pretty awesome because of Cody and Roman. They had a very awesome segment together on the Georgia play field. Like that's like a football field that Roman Reigns used to play at, I think. But the match itself, this was Roman Reigns' first match since coming back, at SummerSlam. Yeah, this match was pretty good. It was pretty fun. I guess I'll put it here. It was yeah, it was a fun tag match. Cody and Roman teaming up. That was like watching Goku and Vegeta teaming up. It was very special. And then you have the Crown Jewel Championship match from Crown Jewel between Cody Rhodes and Gunther. This was a great match. This was another very fantastic match, in my opinion. This was a very underrated match. Like, I don't understand why not so many people talk about this one. This was a great match. Cody won after a pretty cool reversal of the sleeper hold, and he pinned Gunther and won the Crown Jewel title. And then you had the ladder match with Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Brutal, very fun to watch. I'll put it here. Very great match, you know. And the ending was crazy. Cody Rhodes just Alabama slamming Kevin through the ladder. Like, man, Cody Rhodes looked like he was Homelander at the ending of this match. Oh man, the WrestleMania match with John Cena. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, this match was pretty okay before Travis Scott came out. So this is definitely one of the weaker matches Cody's had, you know, since coming back. And it's not his fault; it's the booking's fault because you know they had Travis Scott come out and stuff, and it was pretty. Oh my gosh! But yeah, I'm gonna have to put it here. I think. Yeah, I'm it's a shame, but you know, it is what it is. And this match with John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso at Money in the Bank. This was Cody's first match since WrestleMania 41, and I really hated the ending to the WrestleMania 41 main event between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Like they had Cody Rhodes hesitate to hit John Cena with the belt, and then John just low blowed him, hit him with the belt, and just beat Cody. And I that was such a bad way to end Cody's reign. Like, really, after all the work Cody did for WWE, they just had him lose the belt like that. It was such a shitty ending, man. Like, such a shitty ending. And the tag match at Money in the Bank was just whatever. Honestly, it was it was solid, but it was just R-Truth returned in this match, which was pretty cool, and Cody Rhodes pinned John Cena, which was also very cool. And then the Night of Champions King of the Ring finals match with Randy Orton. This was a great match. This was a banger, man. I'm gonna put it here. This was a very great match. You know, Randy Orton did a very great job with selling, and man, I remember when Randy Orton hit that catching RKO on Cody Rhodes. I got pretty scared, you know, because I thought Randy was going to win. And I remember these two were like going all out on each other. Like despite the fact that they are friends, you know, they're the legacy. They still, you know, fought each other like they were like they were not holding back whatsoever. Like, and the man, I really liked it, man. And I remember the match ending with Randy going through the turnbuckle, you know, and then Cody hit another crossroads and beat Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes became King Cody Rhodes and won the tournament. And now Cody has earned a WWE Championship match against John Cena at SummerSlam, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm hoping Cody wins back the championship. It's going to be a street fight, you know, because I saw SmackDown and I saw Cody put Cena through the table, which was a very cool moment. And then Cody said that it's going to be a street fight. So I'm very looking forward to that, and I'm hoping Cody wins. So yeah, these are my rankings of Cody's matches since coming back to WWE. He's had so many great matches. Like he hasn't had any bad matches. Like he hasn't had one bad match. Like actually, like all of Cody's matches are bangers, pretty much. Like, and his worst matches are just meh. You know, like man, Cody really is an all-time. Like, I don't care what anyone says. In my opinion, Cody Rhodes is one of the best in-ring performers in WWE history. Like, he's so undeniably talented in the ring. He's so good. So yeah, these are my rankings for Cody Rhodes' matches since coming back to WWE. Pretty, like most of them have been bangers, like 90% of them. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace out. Like, subscribe. Goodbye.